curious scenes caught everyone's attention during the Chiefs practices. Two key players reappeared out of nowhere and got the fans more hyped than Mahomes himself. And while some are back in the spotlight, one starter has completely vanished, but the reason might surprise you. And if that already sounds eventful, wait until you see what a well-known analyst had to say about one of the most underrated players on defense. Hit that like button now, because today's updates are gonna stir things up. Things are heating up at Chiefs OTAs, and Monday brought some much-needed good news for Kansas City fans. After missing last week's action, wide receivers Rashee Rice and Hollywood Brown were both back in the mix, shaking off their early absences and stepping into a practice session that had more cameras than a red carpet premiere. Rice, who was sidelined last week due to an illness, looked like he was right back in the swing of things, showing no signs of holding back, at least visually. Now, everyone's still keeping an eye on that knee he banged up late last season, but according to Patrick Mahomes himself, Rice was moving just fine during offseason workouts down in Texas. Of course, the Chiefs tend to play it safe with guys coming off injuries, so don't be surprised if they ease him in rather than throw him into the fire. Hollywood Brown, who's expected to be a key part of this WR group alongside Rice, was also seen getting in reps. That's a welcome sight as KC looks to iron out the kinks and build chemistry ahead of training camp. Head coach Andy Reid is expected to provide more clarity on both players during Wednesday's media availability. But not everyone was back. Right guard Trey Smith, still MIA, and it's not injury related. Smith is sitting out these voluntary workouts while negotiating a long-term deal. He's currently under the franchise tag, and honestly, this isn't drama, it's just smart business. No reason to risk injury during non-mandatory practices when you've got $23.4 million guaranteed on the line if no extension gets done. Smith and the Chiefs have until July 15th to work something out. And according to GM Brett Veach, there's mutual interest in getting a deal done. His words, "No secret, we want to keep Trey. So don't panic yet. This one still feels like it's trending in the right direction." So to sum it up, the Chiefs are getting key weapons back on the field. Mahomes is fired up, and Trey Smith's absence isn't a red flag. It's just part of the offseason chess game. Do you think it's fair for Trey Smith to skip practices? Drop your thoughts, because what happened to McDuffy is even more ridiculous. Alright, let's talk about what just happened with Trent McDuffy and the crew at Pro Football Focus. They dropped their top 32 cornerbacks heading into the 2025 season, and while they showed McDuffy plenty of love, they still somehow missed the mark by not putting him at the very top. They had him ranked number 3 behind Sauce Gardner and Patrick Surtain too. Solid players, no doubt, but seriously, have they watched McDuffy lately? Since entering the league in 2022, McDuffy's been an absolute baller. Sure, he missed some time early on with that hamstring injury, but the second he hit the field, he changed the tone of Kansas City's secondary. He earned first-team All-Pro honors in 2023 and followed it up with a second-team nod in 2024. That's consistency, that's elite level production, and even PFF admits it in their own write-up. They mentioned McDuffy had the highest advanced coverage grade in each of the last 2 seasons. His standard coverage grade over the past 3 years? 4th best in the NFL. So why isn't he number 1? Because according to PFF, the Chiefs don't have him shadow top receivers on every snap. Seriously? Here's the thing, defensive coordinator Steve Spagnuolo doesn't run a follow the superstar scheme. Instead, he uses McDuffy like a Swiss Army knife, lining him up inside, outside, blitzing off the edge, basically wherever he can cause the most disruption. And it works. Limiting McDuffy to just shadowing would be like telling Mahomes to only throw screen passes. It's not a knock, it's strategic brilliance. So yeah, Sauce and Surtain are great, but if we're talking versatility, consistency, and pure impact, McDuffy has a legitimate case to be CB1 heading into 2025. He might not be at the top of PFF's list, but he's undeniably the engine of the Chiefs secondary and the ultimate chess piece in Spags' defense. Rice and Brown returning is huge, and Trey Smith is just playing the business game. But leaving McDuffy off the top spot, that's just clueless. If you're into real analysis, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss what's next.